Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in life when you realize that not everyone deserves a reaction, not every situation needs a response, and not every battle is yours to fight. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is focus on yourself and stay silent. Silence does not mean weakness. Silence is strength. It is the voice of wisdom that tells you, you don't have to explain yourself to everyone. You don't have to prove your worth to anyone. Silence is not weakness, it is strength. Many people think that if you do not respond, if you do not argue back, if you do not defend yourself with loud words, then you are powerless. But the reality is very different. It takes far greater strength to remain calm in the middle of chaos than to shout back with anger. Silence is not the absence of power, it is the presence of control. It shows that you are not controlled by the noise around you, but you are guided by the voice within you. When you choose silence, you are telling yourself that you do not need to waste your energy on things that will not matter tomorrow. You are reminding yourself that your peace is more valuable than winning a small argument. Silence allows you to see things more clearly. When you stop reacting immediately, you create a space to understand the situation better. Sometimes words spoken in anger can never be taken back, but silence saves you from regrets. It protects your dignity, it gives you time to breathe, and it helps you see the bigger picture. In that pause, you realize that not every action deserves a reaction, and not every insult deserves a reply. When you remain silent, you let the other person's words reflect who they are, not who you are. Strength is not about proving yourself to everyone. It is about being so confident in your worth that you do not need to explain it. Silence comes from that confidence. It comes from knowing that your value is not tied to what others think or say. You do not need to justify your choices to people who are not walking your journey. You do not need to lower your standards to match their expectations. Your silence becomes your shield, a quiet reminder that you are above unnecessary drama. When you practice silence, you also protect your energy. Every word you speak requires energy, and if you waste it on people who do not want to understand, you will have nothing left for yourself. Silence allows you to invest that energy back into your growth, your dreams, and your goal. It gives you time to listen to your own heart and to reconnect with your inner voice. In the world filled with endless noise, silence becomes your sanctuary, a safe space where you can hear your thoughts without interruption. There is also wisdom in silence. The strongest people are not the loudest in the room. They are the ones who observe, who listen, and who wait for the right moment. Silence is powerful because it cannot be argued with. Words can be twisted, but silence cannot be misquoted. Arguments can be endless, but silence ends them before they begin. That is the strength hidden in silence. The kind of strength that does not need to be shown yet is always felt. Silence teaches patience. It shows you that not everything requires immediate action. It helps you understand that timing is everything, and sometimes the best response is no response at all. In that waiting, in that stillness, you build resilience. You learn to rise above situations without lowering yourself into unnecessary conflict. Silence makes you strong not because you are ignoring reality, but because you are choosing peace over chaos, growth over distraction, and self-respect over meaningless battle. Focusing on yourself brings healing and growth. Too often we spend our lives looking outward, worrying about what others are doing, comparing our journey with theirs, and seeking approval from people who may not even care about us. In that constant search for acceptance, we lose touch with our own heart. But when you shift your focus back to yourself, you begin to see how much of your energy has been wasted on things beyond your control. Focusing on yourself does not mean becoming selfish. It means becoming aware of your own needs, your own dreams, and your own purpose. It means understanding that you cannot pour from an empty cup, and you cannot help others if you are broken inside. When you start giving time to yourself, you notice the wounds that you have been ignoring. You begin to heal not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. Many times, we hide our pain behind busyness. We distract ourselves with noise, and we silence the voice inside us that is asking for rest. But healing cannot happen in the middle of chaos. Healing requires stillness. It requires attention, and that attention can only come when you focus on yourself. It is in those quiet moments of reflection that you understand where you have been hurt, what lessons those experiences brought, and how you can grow stronger from them. Growth is impossible without focus. If your eyes are always on others, your progress will remain slow. When a plant grows, it does not compete with the flowers beside it. It simply turns toward the light and keeps growing. The same is true for us. When you focus on yourself, you stop comparing your journey with others. You stop chasing their timelines. You stop measuring your worth by their standards. Instead, you learn to trust your own process. You start building small habits that make you better every day. You realize that growth is not about speed, it is about direction. Focusing on yourself also allows you to understand your strengths and weaknesses. When you pay attention to your own path, you discover what makes you unique, what skills you can sharpen, and what areas you need to improve. You stop waiting for someone else to validate your abilities. Because you see them for yourself, you begin to celebrate your progress, even if it looks small, because you know it is yours. Each step you take becomes a victory, and each victory adds to your confidence. When you focus inward, your relationships also become healthier. Instead of relying on others to make you happy, you create happiness within yourself. Instead of expecting people to heal your wounds, you take responsibility for your healing. And when you come from a place of wholeness, you attract people who respect your energy, not those who drain it. Your focus helps you build boundaries that protect your peace. It helps you say no